Good morning. So over the last few days, we've seen some pretty sweeping and broad changes to individual loan guidelines. Chase Bank, one of the largest banks in the country, came out over the weekend and declared that the minimum FICO score is now going to be 700 and the minimum down payment is going to be 20%. Stearns Lending, one of the largest lenders in the country that a lot of brokers use to fund their loans, Stearns came out yesterday and said that the minimum credit score for most of their products is between 660 and 680, and the maximum debt to income ratio is 45%. So just to give you some perspective, these are loan programs that have changed in the last couple of days. Chase was doing loans at 5% down or 10% down a week ago. Now the minimum's 20% down. Stearns was doing FHA loans with a 580 credit score up to a debt to income ratio of 56.99, and now the minimum is 660 and the maximum debt to income ratio is 45%. So what does this tell us? This has been one of the sharpest and quickest underwriting and credit contractions we've seen in the last 25 years. Going back to the crisis in 2007 and 2008, sure, there were guideline changes back then, but that happened over a course of 6 months or 9 months. This essentially has been happening over the course of 30 days. So it's been an interesting time, and I think it's really driven by uncertainty. As quickly as things have changed and gotten tighter, I think things could potentially change and loosen up as soon as the stay-at-home order is lifted, people go back to work. This could all open up very quickly. So going to the practical level, what would be my recommendation? I would definitely encourage all realtors to use the COVID addendum. Things are changing mid-transaction. Borrowers and buyers' employments are changing. Their incomes are changing. There's so much uncertainty that using that COVID addendum in the purchase contract is really, really important these days. A few months ago, if a lender didn't close a transaction right on time, they probably weren't maybe a very good lender, or maybe there was something that happened with that transaction that was disorganized. But in this environment, I think we're still going to see transactions that close early. Certainly we're going to see transactions that close on time. We're going to see some transactions that for verification of employment reasons or income reasons might be a week or two delayed. Keep in mind, the IRS is not processing tax transcripts at the same speed and efficiency as they were 30 days ago. So there could be some delays where the transaction still closes, but you might be a week or two out. And of course, in this environment, we might see some transactions cancel, unfortunately, because borrowers lose their jobs, income changes, situations change. So definitely use the COVID addendum and just adjust expectations in this environment that things are very different now than they were 30 days ago. Now, in terms of going forward, what's going to happen with the market, what's going to happen with home prices, it's really anyone's guess. Until we have a little bit more time in this environment, until we come out of the stay-at-home mandate, it's really hard to say what's going to happen. I think real estate has always been a long-term investment. I think for those buyers right now that are qualified with stable employment, secure income, plenty of assets in the bank, I think now's a great time to buy. I'm seeing opportunities right now that maybe we didn't see 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. I think anyone who's thinking, where's it going to go in 12 months or 18 months, that's maybe the wrong perspective. I think if anyone who's buying a house right now, who's thinking of needing to sell in a year or 18 months or 24 months, maybe now isn't the right time to buy. But if you're looking to stay in a house 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, I think there could be some great opportunities. And no matter what the market does in the next 12 months, I think over the course of 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it's going to be a great long-term investment. Going back to 2007 and 2008, I can kind of relate to some of the current times because during that financial crisis, there was a lot of uncertainty. Guidelines were changing. The company that I work with, Countrywide Home Loans, was bought out by Bank of America. I wasn't sure if I was going to stay in the business. I wasn't making much money. There was many months where I was putting up donuts, like 0 loans funded, certain months, and it was a tough time. But for those who haven't been through a crisis and a change such as the one that we're going through in real estate, in mortgage, my encouragement would be to stick with it. Stick with it, persevere as best you can. Hopefully, these trying and difficult and unusual times will unlock certain opportunities for all of us. I think we're going to come out of this stronger. I think we're going to come out of this wiser, and hopefully coming out the other end with more clients, serving more people, with a corresponding, strong income as well. So hang in there, guys. I know there's a lot of uncertainty. I hope you and your families are doing well. If you have any questions, you can give me a call, 818-421-4737, or shoot me a text. Have a great day. It's beautiful outside, and take care.